Hey, look at that. How you doing? As always, Nate Mumford, Director of Sales Engineering here at RCS. Time for another RCS Live. Of course, every Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. We're here live on, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter Live, answering your questions live in real time and talking about some of our great RCS products. Because again, as you know, the whole premise of RCS Live is how do you know how to do something if no one told you how to do it in the first place, right? So today's topic is going to be RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery, and we're going to talk about how to essentially bring your sequencers online. This came directly from a lot of our RCS Cloud DR clients who just wanted a little refresher of video to kind of remind them, because again, disaster recovery purpose, you shouldn't be doing it all the time. It's just for a disaster recovery or a monthly maintenance, if you will. But let's be honest, in radio, we all wear many hats. And sometimes we forget just, what do I have to click again? And so I thought, hey, you know what? Let me do you guys a favor. I'll do a quick little RCS Live video for you. And that way you can save it. And if you don't have RCS Cloud DR, you can see exactly how easy it is to get your station up and running. So as always, some housekeeping. Let me just hide this down here. Some housekeeping to get out of the way. Let's see. We're going reverse order today. Don't forget, we are hiring. Got some, it's been a very odd year for RCS, I feel, for a lot of people. Got some retires, people going all over the place here. So if you want to check out the latest job opportunities, we're looking for a field technician services installer. If you heard me talk about that beforehand, they're the Navy SEALs of RCS. They go all around the country installing Zeta, G Selector, and all of our products. So if you're curious about that and you love to travel and you get to talk about shop and radio with a whole bunch of amazing radio stations, check out our career page over at rcsworks.com. Let's see. Beta users, we are just about ready to release Zeta 522.1. If only there was somewhere you can go to check out past videos like the brand new features on Zeta 522-1. You can do that over at rcsworks.com/RCS Live. That's our archive page over there. While you're at it, don't forget to check out your backup paths, data exchanges, and all that good stuff. It's just a friendly reminder because some users have external USB drives. They unplug it, plug it back in, all of that good stuff. So just want to make sure you remind yourself, take some backups, but also make sure they're there, right? They're working, just to be safe there as well. And let's see here. We're on the road. We just came back from IBC, which was phenomenal. We have a full list of events over at rcsworks.com. I know we have some clients coming down to New York for the NAB Fall Show as well. Hashtag Studio Spotlight. See some great stations launching Zeta. If you want to be part of our Studio Spotlight, you can email marketing@rcsworks.com. And our polls too. Don't forget, we have a great online poll. If you notice, after these RCS Live videos, we ask you, what works, what doesn't work, new topics, stuff like that. So check out on our socials for all of the online polls as well. And hey, how's it going? I'm going through the chat here. Mark, how's it going? Thank you for checking in. I really appreciate it, man. Any questions, let me know. MJ, I see it too there. Awesome. Thank you for checking in. I can't complain. I really can't. So, and as I said beforehand, send your photos to marketing@rcsworks.com because we love showcasing you. I love seeing all these great setups. There's some really phenomenal studios out there. And as you know, I love talking radio all the time. So speaking of talking radio, I got my chat open here as well. Make sure I don't forget anybody. Great. So if you have any questions for me in the process for RCS Cloud DR or maybe for Zeta or G Selector, I'm here. Let me know. I can help out and we'll answer your questions live in real time. So let's see here. Today, we're going to talk about your RCS Cloud environment, okay? So here's kind of what's going on. Everything is set up for you already from our FTS team. Again, those are the users that we're looking for an opportunity right now for a career page. And essentially what we're doing is just running in tandem, but not like running per se. It's kind of sitting there and just doing its thing. And uses RCS's site rep. And site replication, what that does is it kind of keeps everything in sync. Remember, I have some past videos about site rep is the we activity. We're 100% in sync, whereas Zcast is you or I need this piece of audio, schedule, metadata. And yes, of course, there's some little examples there, some options to turn on and off certain things if you wanted to do that. But obviously, for disaster recovery purposes, we really want everything there, right? All audio, all schedules, all metadata, all SQL backups. We want that in our RCS Cloud instance. I see MJ. I'll get to that 1 second. And so what we want to do here is essentially we set this up for you and we just let it run. That's what we're doing. So if you're looking at this right now, a snapshot of my computer here, you can see I have my RCS Cloud instance. I have the very top here, my on-air module, my playlist down below, and my system monitor here. That's intentional. Again, if I do this drop down, you can see the different modules we have. This is all customizable, very much like the Zeta client. I can drag and drop modules all throughout the screen. I can also toggle them back and forth if I wanted to as well. So I have my system monitor open here because this is the first thing you want to go to, right? So the first thing you want to do is essentially have your RCS Cloud. You log in, and notice, by the way, this is just a true URL. That's all it is. So I can go to my phone right here, and I can just go to my phone, open up my system monitor, enable the cloud, and I'm good to go, right? So again, just a URL. That means Firefox, Chrome, Safari, Edge, Mac or PC, iPad, Android, all that good stuff. As long as it's a URL, you can access your RCS Cloud instance. So where do we start? Okay, so we're going to bring our RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery instance online. I'm going to jump to the system monitor. I have it already pre-opened here. You can see, by the way, that at a state right now where it's in, it's essentially the environment is live, but the sequencer itself, the player, is not online, right? And that's the purpose for disaster recovery. So you can see here that RCS Hot AC. Notice there's two options: deactivate and bring online. We do not want to deactivate the station because that means the station's no longer part of the environment. And we're working in the system monitor here, and we're bringing you online from your perspective, right? I'm the user right now, the engineer, the administrator, the program director. I just want to bring the sequencer online because the station, RCS Hot AC, is already existing. It's already running. And the key thing there is our music logs. We're constantly setting music logs, music log changes. That's across the board. We're just going to bring the sequencer online. And how do we do it? It's really, really, really complicated. I just click bring online. Yeah, right? You hear me say this all the time. It's like, whoa, Nate, what's going on over there? Like, no, we try to keep this easy for you, right? It's not complicated. Just want to bring it online. And yes, this is a cloud environment. Remember, RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery is not a virtual machine or a VM. It is a piece of software written on and following best practices for an Amazon Web Services S3 container with best practices and security and all of that good stuff. So this does take a couple seconds, just so you know. Not minutes, but seconds. So what we're doing here is we're bringing this online, right? And once it's online, then we can go here, see, boom, it's green. We're good. And you'll notice, by the way, I forgot to click this. On this drop down here, you would see if the sequencer is offline, we can't access it from the on-air module. I apologize. I wanted to show you that before I forget. But there is, if this is offline, you're not going to see this station part of this list because it's not, the sequencer is not online. I can't play anything. So don't be alarmed if you have, let's say, 4 or 5 stations in your cluster and you're going to enable our disaster recovery, and then from there, what you can do is you can essentially go ahead and enable this. Once it's enabled, you'll see it from the drop-down list. Then we'll pull up our RCS Hot AC, right? And the first thing we want to do is we want to queue it up where we are in the log. So we're at 11:10. I'll jump to my 11 o'clock hour here. And then once this loads up, I'm going to go and just say, okay, I'm just going to grab this dry sleek imaging here, sync to selection. Sorry, I was a little quick there. Right click, sync to selection. Just like your Zeta client, nothing fancy. So there's the dry sleek. There's the bad habits. We have the on-air up here. And what I like to do is I'll play next, and then I'll just cycle through these modes, right? Remember, we're bringing this was asleep. It was in hibernation. We're bringing it back to life. So we like to give it a little bit of kind of like, self-aware, making sure that we intentionally tell it what we want to do. We're going to physically play next. We're going to physically change the modes so that the sequencer goes, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing right now, right? And at this point in time, guess what? We're done. That's it. That is literally it. See, I told you it was a very, very complicated process. Take online, play next, sync the selection, change the modes, and we're good, right? you have enough things to worry about, especially in disaster recovery time frame, right? For our friends down there in Florida right now, wish you guys the best. Obviously, these are situations where you could, in theory, enable RCS Cloud DR in times like this. And again, you can do it remotely if you wanted to as well. So at this point in time, we are live. We're good. Everything is great. And I thought, just for kind of, since you're here with me hanging out, we might as well talk about how, the audio process works. So let's just go here for a second. I'm going to jump to my quick record options right here. And you'll just see this is my local RCS client. This is in our White Plains, New York office. By the way, shout out to Robert and Alex from the UK office. Well, Robert's from Europe, but Alex in the UK office for stopping by. They wanted a tour of the brand new facility in New York. It was great seeing them last week. Great times. And so what I want to do here is just want to kind of show, this is my local RCS Zeta client. I'm just going to grab this here, and I'm just going to do this here. I'll right click. And what am I doing here? I want to do a new, let's do a new add clip. We'll call this RCS Live 2. We'll take this, drag it over into a quick record. We're going to then save this asset. I'm moving pretty quickly here because I just want to show you, I'm just creating a brand new asset. That's all I'm doing here, right? I'm going to minimize my little machine here, and then boom, before I can even blink, it's already there inside our system. There's the quick record RCS Live 2. It's in our environment. I just wanted to show you these live changes that we're talking about, right? And that same thing involves recording voice tracks as well. All I have to do here is jump over here. And this is the one thing, it's a great question from our users. What gets sent from RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery back to our Zeta client? When COVID hit, we had a lot of users that really wanted, they didn't want to give VPN access to certain talent. Because let's be honest, there's just some users that security or whatever it is, you don't want to give them access to your VPN, your network. You just don't. It's a thing. And so what we did is we created a pipeline from RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery to your Zeta client. If there's an empty voice track position, you can click on that voice track right here. You got the heads and tails. You hit the record on here. And then once you hit that record, it saves back in your local Zeta. I got some great videos on that too on our archive, rcsworks.com/RCS-live, right? And then again, when you're all said and done, I'm going to go back here to my system monitor, right? Now, I like to personally hit stop on here, put it in manual mode. That's because it's the support person in me, but you can just bring it offline if you want to. And then if you're going to bring this back down, all you do is take offline just like this, give a reason. You really don't have to give a reason, but if you want, you can. Yeah, there you go. One valid reason, I know. And you can give a reason for that, and then we're good to go, right? So there's a lot of great things you can do here. And again, if you're going back to here in our system, you can see all of our changes are live, done in real time. Anything as small as changing a chain or adding songs, flipping songs, something like that, adding new audio, SQL backups, those are all here live in real time. And then again, if you ever do have a disaster and you need to recover your database, just go over here to the restore database, and there's going to be an RCS Cloud option for you as well, right? I'm kind of stalling for questions here. So if MJ got any questions or Mark, any questions here, let me know. Again, that's the element here. You can see if I want to do anything else in here. I'm trying to get a little kind of stalling for time here for you guys, but let me know. MJ, let's see. MJ, for your music song schedule question, that's a G Selector question. That's what you want to do. And there's a great video on our archive. I recommend you checking out. It's priority list scheduling. I believe it's what it's called. Look at that video on RCS Live on the archive. That's going to really help you out and understand some videos there too as well. Any other questions before we kind of move on? Just a very quick, RCS Cloud Disaster Recovery, right? Go to the URL, go to your system monitor, bring the station down here, right? Take offline, right? Or bring online. That's what you want to do. We do not want to deactivate it. Everything's running as is because all of our audio is copying over all of that good stuff. Once you bring it online, give it a couple seconds, right click on here, sync to selection, play next, go through the modes, leave it on typically live assist mode, and then boom, you are golden. And just in case you're wondering, well, Nate, where does it stream to? Config in stations. Don't forget, we've covered this extensively in the past. If you go to the players here, this is your URL. Sorry, this is your URL right here where you're outputting. So you can see in this example, I'm outputting an AAC 128. And just for those engineers out there, you can do OGG, Opus, MP3, FLAC, AAC, and WAVE if you want to do that as well. That's here too. All those bit rates corresponding with that. A lot of options for you there. And we have users that send this to barracks boxes, just a transmitter site URL, all of that good stuff as well. Right? Makes sense? Last call for questions. Going once, going twice. Awesome. Hey, listen, I'll see you next Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We got some exciting features coming down the pipeline, including G Selector 5.1 new features. Check this out. We have the brand new Song Link customized window where, just like Zeta, think of it as their modules, and you can move them around your G Selector depending on what type of profile you want to achieve there. That's a really, really cool new feature we're going to discuss in just a couple weeks here, so stay tuned. Of course, our archive is always available for you online, rcsworks.com/rcs-live, and I'll see you next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Have a fantastic rest of your day.